Hello everyone and welcome to From the Heart Friday, session 90 with me, Jessica Brigden of Jess B, Creative Cardiology. I hope you are having a fabulous Friday. The weekend is almost here. Exciting things. We've got some spring weather going on. It's beautiful out. So I hope that you are having a happy Friday. I have some beautiful cards here for us today. We will be playing with the Vine Design Bundle. I realize that's backwards right now, but the cool thing is it has the stamp set and then it's got these gorgeous, intricate dies. Now these are found on page 62 of your mini catalog. It's actually a bundle, or you can just do the dies as well. Hey Lori, hey Rachel. Yeah, so this gorgeous new bundle that I think has been sadly underutilized in the mini catalog. It's so beautiful. So we're going to do some beautiful spring cards today. And can you tell what colors we will be using? All shades pretty and pink. Yes, we will be using Blushing Bride for our card base. We will be doing some layers of Rococo Rose. And then we are pulling in the gorgeous Love You Always foil papers, as well as the Pearlescent specialty paper too. So we are really doing it up fancy today. Hey Philomena. Yes, hey, how are you guys? Yeah, so fun things with the Vine Design Bundle and these foil and the Pearlescent specialty papers. I think that's a really fun combination. I hope you guys will enjoy them too. And I just checked, and the Rococo Rose, you can still get the ink pad here in the US. You can still get the ink pad. The cardstock is now available. It's back in stock. The blends are still in there. The only thing not available in the Rococo Rose in the US at this time is the ink refill. So I wanted to make sure that I was actually showing you product that you could still get. However, these things are retiring and are on low inventory. The Vine Design is from the mini catalog, so these items will carry on for at least another month. But a heads up, the Vine Design is one of those bundles that is not carrying over. So if you like it, don't wait too long. Hey Janelle. Yes. All right, let's flip. Let's get started and we will make these beautiful cards in our pretty pinks here, okay? All right, so here we go. And you can see I've got my April host code there. WH3NFNSU. Let's add a little extra light here. Okay. Make sure we got everything square. There we go. All right, so this is what the stamp set looks like full on. I love that you get so many greetings for all occasions. Your congratulations, thinking of you, sympathy. There's a birthday, a hello, and a thank you in here. And several, at least the congratulations, thinking of you, sympathy, and hello, they'll all fit here in this neat little label. And that also has a die cut. So you can stamp that fun design here and die cut that and then stamp your greeting inside. And the flowers do coordinate, and there's dies for all of these little flower images here. And then you get both the circle, the rectangle, and the oval dies, which are so gorgeous. Yeah, really pretty. And like I said, these are here on page 62. The Vine Design, the flowering vine dies, and then, yeah, you can save 10% by doing the bundle up there at the top. So lots of fun ideas. Let's go ahead and get started. Hey, Gladdy, glad you made it. Okay, so like I said, we are going to start with some Blushing Bride. That's 5.5 by 8.5. We will fold this and score it there at 4.25. All right, so we're making their, I think they're pretty fancy, but yet they're actually pretty simple as well. Okay, so we have a layer here of the Rococo Rose. This is 4 by 5.25. And yes, these are, the Rococo Rose is still available. I was just checking the online store. And actually, cool thing, if you were wondering, some of those other in-color cardstocks that are sold out, like the Pretty Peacock and the Seaside Spray, the assorted pack is back in stock right now too. Hey Carol, glad you made it. Yeah, it's good to have you here. So what we are going to use next is, of course, we're going to pull in some stitch dies. So I have my stitched rectangles. This is the second largest. Okay, so not the biggest, but it's the second one. That is just a little bit smaller than 3 3/4 by 5. So I have taken my Pearlescent specialty paper, and this stuff, if you haven't played with it yet, it is so pretty. It's got this really fun shimmer on there, pearlized finish. And I thought it'd be fun to show you some ideas for it other than just die cutting the seashells from the Sand and Sea Suite. Because of course it's gorgeous for that, but I wanted to show you how well it worked with the vine design here as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is actually take a layer of our pearlescent specialty paper, and I've already cut this one out. But what you'll do if you want to save a little bit of time is you can take your die platform, your pearlescent paper. So you want to cut that to like 3 3/4 by 5, and then that's just enough to do your perfect shaped stitched rectangle there. And then we'll place our rectangle vine floral design here right in the center. Okay, and then you can actually run these through at the same time. And then what happens is you get 2 gorgeous pieces. Oh, is it blurred for you? I'm not sure. I don't have any blurry designs going on. I can maybe try to turn on some extra light. How about that? Does that help? Let's see if I've got that going. Okay. All right, so hey, Luann. Okay, glad it's clear for everybody. Yeah, so when you run that through your die cut machine with your stitched rectangle and then your rectangle vine at the same time, then you get 2 pieces. We are actually going to use both of these because we are going to layer them on here. And then we'll pop this up in the center, and then you've got that gorgeous Rococo Rose contrast peeking through there. Okay, so what we need to do first, actually, is we're going to pull in some of the Blushing Bride Shimmer ribbon. This is from the Love You Always suite as well. Okay, so you need a piece. We're actually gonna tuck it behind our layer. So I'm going to measure it just a little bit longer than my Rococo Rose layer. So that ends up being, you need just about 7 inches here. Okay, so let me trim that here. It's 7 inches. And what we'll do with this first is we're actually going to tape the ends behind our Rococo Rose layer. So that's why I haven't glued anything down yet. Okay, so we can put our adhesive on here now. Okay, and we'll put this right in about 3/4 of an inch from the edge. Okay, and just tape those right behind. That way you have a nice smooth finish here outside your card. So we'll layer this on our Blushing Bride card base. And then we'll come in here. All right, so yes. Okay, so I think I'm gonna actually seal this down, and then we're gonna pop up our second piece with some dimensionals there. So if you've got your mini dimensionals handy, you'll need those. So I'm going to just go ahead and put this all around the outside edges. That's why I brought in a little piece of scrap. If you've got your silicone craft sheet, that would actually work perfect, because then your adhesive wouldn't stick everywhere and it's easy to clean up. I am, of course, because it's that time when I'm doing a video that I need to swap out my seal refill. Always happens. But at least I have one handy here. So we'll quick pop that in there. And then we'll be good to go for the rest of the show here. All right, so put our adhesive down just around that outside edge. Then we'll come in, ooh, it's pretty sticky. Okay, and center this. Okay, so far so good. All right, and then we'll use our mini dimensionals. Now both sides are about the same, but just because when you die cut it, you do end up with one side that's a little more smooth and the other side's kind of got the dents in it. So I'm gonna put my mini dimensionals here on the dent side. And I realized that my dimensionals might be a little bit bigger than some of these, but we are going to use some fun, I'm gonna pull in some more shimmer. I told you we're gonna really make it fancy and bling it up. These are the Opal Rounds, which have that nice sparkle in them. And so that will help hide some of that extra pieces that are kind of sticking out the edges. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stick one of these behind each of these. Now, another option would be to run this through with your adhesive sheets, and then you wouldn't really have to worry about that too much. But I'm just gonna go with that for now. Make sure we've got each corner. Oops, I didn't want to peel it all the way up. There we go, just peel that layer off. Okay, so there's always options. You could also use mini glue dots. That works too. But I did want to pop it up just a little bit here, just to give it an extra dimension on top of our fancy. So we're just going to slip it back in there and where we die cut it from. But that's kind of cool. It gives you a little bit of a, almost a little bit of a shadow in there too. So you've got some of that two-tone going on. All right, so let's pull in. I've got a little package of rounds here that's just about used up, but I think we'll use a big one and put it on this gorgeous center part here. And then that also hides our little dimensional. And then when I pick that up, can you see the glitter? Cool, huh? Aw. All right, so we've got that. And then I thought I would bring out my fabulous little bow maker that Carmen made for me here. And we will add a bow with our shimmer ribbon, and we'll put that right down here along the edge. So because this ribbon is double-sided, one side is just the Blushing Bride satin, the other side does have the shimmer. When you're tying, you do want to make sure that you've got your ribbon kind of all going in the same direction. So when you go ahead and you tie your knot here, just maneuver your ribbon a little bit so that tie that a little bit tighter. I was trying to show, so that your colors are facing the same way. Do you see what I mean? So I've got the satin side here on the back, and that way on the front, it's all going to be shimmer. All right, I want to make that just a little bit more even. Here we go. And then we'll trim that off. Perfect. Okay. Oh, it's just a little bit lopsided there. There we go. Had to make sure my little bow details are matchy there in the front. Okay. Then we'll take glue dot here on the back of our knot and put this right down here towards the corner. You could adjust it how you want. I am going to trim this just a little bit. Kind of angle this on here. There we go. Beautiful little bow there. And yeah, there's so many. You could add a lot more pearls or opal rounds, all this thing, but I don't know, right now I'm kind of leaning towards, maybe we should put just a couple more, not too many. Let's pull in some of the smaller runs here. All right, we do have a few of the smaller ones left. And let's see, I don't want to do too many, but I could do one at each of these. Well, I could do 5 points there, with the largest being in the center. So we'll pull in some of these smaller ones for each of these little star flowers. I just thought these were so pretty. Sometimes we need something that's just like ultra feminine, super pretty, floral, lots of shimmer. Yeah, isn't that gorgeous? All right, so let me show you. I'm gonna change it up a little bit. And this time we're going to pull in some of that gorgeous Love You Always foil paper. Now the foil paper here, I'm trying not to blind you too much, but you do get 6 sheets, 2 each of 3 colors. You get the Sahara Sand. We have our Blushing Bride in here. And then the darker pink is the Rococo Rose. So love that. That's in the mini catalog. So with this one too, we're starting out with our card base. That's 5.5 by 8.5. Yeah, isn't that pretty? Yes, and then we will fold this one too at the 4 1/4 mark and score it. Yeah, and so simple. There really was not a lot of cutting. You just need your card base, your Rococo Rose layer, and then we did the layer of the pearlescent paper, and we both stitched it and die cut the center. You did that at the same time, so only one pass through your die cut machine. And then some pretty opal rounds. Yeah, super simple. And actually we're gonna do something similar with this next card too. So on this one, so we used the rectangle die for this first card. You actually get rectangles, the ovals, the rectangle, oval, and the round. So for this next one, I'm going to use the round. And I'm pulling in some of the Rococo Rose foil paper. Now I have cut this. This is, so I cut my pearlescent paper again with the second largest stitched rectangle. So this ends up being 3 3/8 by 4 6/8. So 3 3/8 by 4 6/8. I know I don't usually use 8s, but that's what happens when you use the dies. It cuts them just a little bit below our 1/4 of an inch there. So that's why I cut this. It's actually about an 1/8 larger. So this is 3 just about 3.5. 3.5 by 4 7/8 is how long that you do here. Yes. Okay. So, yes. Okay. So we got that. So this layer we've got, that's fine. But before we glue down our Rococo Rose foil layer, we're going to go in and run this through with our circle vine die here. And you want to come down a little bit. Actually, you could go right in the center, would be absolutely perfect, because we're going to layer this behind. So you might as well, cut your center out of it. Make your foil paper, these specialty papers, go a little bit further. Okay, so we run that through. And then what you end up with here are these 2 beautiful pieces. All right, so this with the hole in it is going to be hidden there behind. Okay, so go ahead and put your adhesive on the back of your pearlescent stitched rectangle. Oops, come on, brand new tape runner. There we go. Just getting it started there. Okay. So this is going to layer right on there. That way you've got some of that beautiful Rococo Rose foil peeking out the edges. Yes, and then we'll go ahead and put this. Now you can put your adhesive all over the back here. All right. I'm trying to follow your conversation. Luann says, yes, these dies are too pretty. They certainly are. I absolutely love those. Very gorgeous. Very unique. All right. Okay, so we'll go right on here. So we do have a nice pretty border of our blushing bride. Okay. And then look how fancy that is when we stick that there in the center. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. So I haven't quite decided, do I want it up? I think I might actually center it a little bit. Yeah, so again, I'm going to use my mini dimensionals on here, and I'm just going to put one behind each of the flower centers because yes, I am going to bling this up. We are going to use some more of those beautiful opal rounds, and those will go right in the center of the flowers. So you can go ahead, be liberal with your mini dimensionals here. It is nice to have this popped up off the card base a little bit. Okay, so keeping a little pile here. I'm so neat with this, but you wouldn't know it from looking at my desk. Oh my goodness. That's always an ongoing thing, right? Trying to keep the desk clean. All right, so let's go. Yeah, let's bring that right to the center here. Oh, I just think that's so pretty between the shimmer of the pearlescent and then the foil paper there. Absolutely love it. All right, then we've got, we said we'd bling this up. We've got our pearls here. Let's go ahead and add these on. You can't have too many, right? Not with this. This is just like full on sparkle everywhere. These opal rounds are like, they must be cousins to Stella, because if you like shimmer and sparkle, these opal rounds are amazing. I was gonna say it's like Skipper, you know, like Barbie's kid sister, but I don't know which of the opal rounds, are they the Skipper? I don't know, but oh my goodness, do you guys see that? Like, I just can't, it's so pretty. It's definitely, I'm sure it's definitely prettier in real life. Oh my goodness. So gorgeous. All right, you know, goodness, I was going to come in and do a little label here, but I almost don't think we need it. We can go ahead and stamp it just in case. So I've got just a scrap of the pearlescent here, and I've got the little label stamp here on my block and my Rococo Rose ink pad. All right, so the thing with the pearlescent paper is that it is kind of slippery. So you do have to be careful because it will smear. So just let it dry. Don't touch it, because this is what happens if you do. I had to test it out. All right, but I thought I would do that, and then you can run it through. And I have tested it. For me, I found it is definitely easier to stamp your label first and then die cut it. I tried it some the other way, and because this is a rubber stamp and not the photopolymer, it was very difficult to try to line up on my pre-cut label. So I definitely recommend stamp first and then cut it out. Okay, so I'm going to try to very carefully cut this out, and then I can show you if we want a stamped label, if we want to put a greeting on there, or if you guys think we should just leave it as is. But I thought I'd do it both ways, just so you can see it. Okay. So I've got my label here. And then we could come in. We've got several greetings on here. I actually need to take this off so I can use that block. We've got congratulations, thinking of you, sympathy, all of these things. Could definitely do congratulations because it certainly is. Spring is wedding and bridal shower and graduations and babies and the whole works. Like that seems to be the spring thing. So you could definitely use any kind of thinking of you or congratulations for this. So I'm inking that on my Rococo Rose. Ho ho, I did pretty good there. All right, okay, so I am reading your comments. I see you're saying no label, but like I said, I did want to stamp it just so I could show you, because what I was thinking was that it could go on here, or it could have even gone across the front of the card. But I agree. I think that is just so pretty that it kind of stands on its own. Hey, Marianne. Yes, I was hoping you'd jump in because I have been using your favorite Pearlescent specialty paper. So I use that as the stitched rectangle background here of both cards, as well as for my vine design there. And then I use the Rococo Rose from the Love You Always foil for the second card here. So Carol and Rachel were saying if I wanted to add the label, we could definitely do that towards the bottom. So that's what it would look like, kind of down at the bottom. Could put it on with some dimensionals and that would work. And actually, I think it's the same shape as as one of our triple punches, or as our 6-in-1. Let me grab my catalog here. It's very similar to the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch on page 169 of the annual catalog. So if you did the medium size there, which I believe is the 3/4 inch, then you could technically make your own label with Rococo Rose and do an extra layer behind that, which would pop it up a little bit, give it a little bit of contrast. But yeah, I'm thinking it's so pretty, you almost really don't need greetings on there. Whoops. I just love those. Aren't they perfect for spring? And look how well, if you guys missed it, look how well they match my shirt. Yes, absolutely. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy these, and we'll give this bundle a chance. This is the Vine Design bundle. A great bundle here. Definitely coordinates with your other dies, with your circles and your rectangles and your ovals there. And then if you wanted to, you could also die cut the flowers or extra pieces to layer behind if you wanted to accent some of those with a contrasting color from behind, as opposed to just the opals on the front. But anyways, I'm keeping it simple but elegant today. Pretty and pink, you could say. And yes, if you need any Rococo Rose, make sure you don't just walk. Run over to the online store and get your Rococo Rose cardstock and your paper. Yeah, the ink refill is no longer available, but the stamp pad is there and the cardstock is there, as well as the assorted cardstock pack, which is currently the only way to get the sold out colors of the Pretty and Peacock and the Seaside Spray. So there you have it. Happy Friday, happy spring day to you. And I hope you've enjoyed this Vine Design bundle with our Pearlescent specialty paper and our pretty foils as well. All right, thank you guys so much. Love you all, and we will be seeing you again soon. Enjoy the weekend. Bye-bye.